The executive floor of Westridge Technologies fell silent as Noah Rivera packed his family photos into a cardboard box, his weathered hands trembling slightly. His colleagues watched in stunned disbelief as the single father of 3 was escorted from the building by security, all because he'd been late 4 times in the past month while caring for his son who was battling leukemia. What Noah couldn't possibly know as he walked to his car that rainy Tuesday was that a forgotten security camera in the elevator was about to capture a conversation that would change everything. Before we dive deeper into this emotional journey that's touching hearts across America, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more of these powerful human stories that remind us what truly matters in life. Now, let's return to Noah's story, one that will leave you speechless by the end. Noah Rivera had been the backbone of Westridge's engineering department for 11 years. His colleagues didn't just respect him for his technical brilliance, they admired how he'd rebuilt his life after losing his wife Sophia to a car accident 3 years ago, leaving him to raise Tyler, 12, Mia, 9, and baby Caleb, 5, on his own. Despite his personal tragedy, Noah remained the first to volunteer for difficult projects and the last to leave when deadlines approached. "Company policy is non-negotiable, Mr. Rivera," said Victoria Blackwell, the newly appointed CEO who had taken over when the company's founder retired 6 months earlier. Her voice was as cold as her steel-gray office. "For tardies in 1 month is automatic termination. We're implementing a zero-tolerance policy across all departments." "Ms. Blackwell, please," Noah had pleaded, showing her the hospital documents. "Tyler's treatments are scheduled for early mornings, it's the only time his specialist can see him. I've made up every hour I've missed and completed all my projects ahead of schedule." Victoria barely glanced at the medical records. "If we make exceptions, everyone will expect them. Your personal problems cannot become Westridge's problems. The severance package is generous, 2 weeks' pay. I suggest you use that time to find a position better suited to your complicated situation." As Noah walked to his car in the underground parking garage, reality crashed down on him like a physical weight. The medical bills were already overwhelming, even with insurance. Tyler's experimental treatment wasn't fully covered. The mortgage payment was due next week. His mind raced through calculations, his savings would last 6 weeks at most. Lost in thought, Noah didn't notice Victoria Blackwell and Bradley Thompson, the CFO, stepping into the same elevator he was taking to the parking level. They were so engrossed in conversation they didn't even register his presence in the corner. "The board will be impressed with these numbers," Bradley was saying, reviewing something on his tablet. "Cutting the high-maintenance employees is already showing results on paper." Victoria nodded. "The family-first crowd costs us too much anyway. Single parents, employees with chronic conditions or caring for sick relatives, they all drain the healthcare fund and productivity metrics. We've identified another 32 for the next round of cuts." "What about the optics?" Bradley asked. "Some of these people have been here for years." Victoria laughed coldly. "That's why we document performance issues meticulously. Like Rivera, we've been tracking his clock-ins for months, waiting for enough tardies to justify termination. His healthcare costs alone for that sick kid were killing our quarterly numbers." Noah felt his blood turn to ice. They had targeted him deliberately, waiting for enough violations to fire him legally. His termination had nothing to do with performance and everything to do with his son's cancer treatment costs. What Victoria and Bradley didn't realize was that the elevator's security camera was recording every word, and automatically backing up to the company's cloud server, where Diane Martinez, the longtime head of IT security, was running routine system checks. Diane had worked at Westridge since its founding days. She had watched with growing concern as Victoria Blackwell implemented increasingly aggressive cost-cutting measures that seemed to disproportionately affect employees with families or health issues. When she heard the elevator recording, something inside her, a sense of justice that had remained dormant through years of corporate politics, finally awakened. That evening, Diane made 2 calls, one to Robert Westridge, the company's semi-retired founder who still held majority shares, and another to Noah Rivera. "Noah, this is Diane from IT. Don't delete the email I just sent you. Don't open it yet either. Just keep it safe. And don't cash that severance check." The next morning, Robert Westridge called an emergency board meeting. At 72, he rarely came to headquarters anymore, preferring to let the new leadership team run operations while he enjoyed his grandchildren and philanthropy work. But the recording Diane had shared with him had pulled him back with a vengeance. The boardroom was tense as Victoria Blackwell entered, her confident smile faltering when she saw Robert Westridge at the head of the table. "Robert, what a surprise. We weren't expecting you today," she said, trying to maintain composure. "Clearly," Robert replied, his voice steady but cold. "Please sit down, Victoria. We have some disturbing matters to discuss." For the next hour, the board listened to the elevator recording and reviewed documentation Diane had compiled showing a pattern of targeted terminations, all employees with higher healthcare utilization or family responsibilities, all terminated for minor policy violations that had been meticulously tracked and documented. "This is not the company I built," Robert said finally, his voice breaking slightly. "Westridge Technologies was founded on the principle that taking care of our people means they take care of our business. My own daughter had leukemia when I started this company. If someone had treated me the way you treated Noah Rivera, Westridge wouldn't exist today." By afternoon, Victoria Blackwell and Bradley Thompson had been removed from their positions and escorted from the building. Robert Westridge temporarily resumed his role as CEO while the board conducted a search for new leadership. Noah Rivera received a call that evening as he sat at his kitchen table, surrounded by job listings and budget calculations. "Mr. Rivera, this is Robert Westridge. I believe we need to talk. Would you be willing to come to my office tomorrow morning? And please, don't worry about being on time, I understand Tyler has treatment at 7:30. Come when you can." Noah was stunned. "How did you know about Tyler's appointment?" "Because I've been there," Robert said simply. "My daughter Emily fought leukemia 40 years ago. She's now our head of research. And I'd like her to meet your son. The treatments have advanced remarkably since her day." The next day, Noah found himself back at Westridge Technologies, this time in the founder's spacious office with its wall of family photos, many taken in hospital rooms, showing a young girl's journey through cancer treatment to recovery. "What happened to you was unconscionable," Robert said. "But it's given us the opportunity to course-correct before more families were hurt. I'd like to offer you your job back, with a significant promotion." The offer letter Robert slid across the desk made Noah's eyes widen. It wasn't just reinstatement, it was a new position as Director of Employee Wellness and Advocacy, with a 40% salary increase, flexible hours, and the ability to work remotely when Tyler's treatments required it. "We need someone who understands firsthand the challenges our employees face," Robert explained. "Your first assignment will be to review all terminations from the past year and recommend reinstatements where appropriate. Your second will be to develop new policies that support employees through family and health challenges." Noah was speechless. "There's one more thing," Robert added. "We're establishing an on-site childcare center with medical staff trained to support children with chronic conditions. We'd like your input on how to make it most helpful for families like yours." In the months that followed, Westridge Technologies transformed. Under Noah's guidance, the company implemented family-supportive policies that became a model for the tech industry. Employee retention soared. Applications flooded in from top talent attracted by Westridge's reputation as a humane workplace. Tyler's health improved gradually with the experimental treatment that Noah could now easily afford. The boy even began interning in the company's STEM program for chronically ill children, a program Noah had helped create. 1 year after his firing and rehiring, Noah stood on stage at a national business conference, accepting an award for workplace innovation alongside Robert Westridge. "Sometimes what seems like the end is really a beginning," Noah told the audience. "I lost my job because I put my child's health first. In doing so, I found a way to help thousands of other parents never have to make that impossible choice. In the audience, executives from companies across America listened intently. Within 18 months, over 300 corporations had adopted similar, Westridge model, policies, affecting the lives of countless working families facing health crises. As for Victoria Blackwell, she found herself struggling to secure another executive position as the story became widely known in business circles. Eventually, she started a small consulting firm specializing in crisis management and ethical leadership, lessons she had learned the hard way. The most powerful moment came 2 years later, when Tyler Rivera, now in remission, rang the ceremonial bell at the hospital's oncology ward. Standing beside him were Noah, his siblings, and Robert Westridge, whose own daughter Emily had rung that same bell 4 decades earlier. "Dad," Tyler asked afterward, "do you ever regret being late those days you took me to treatment?" Noah looked at his son, healthy and strong again, and at the community that had formed around them. "Not for a single second," he replied. "Sometimes being late puts you exactly where you need to be, right on time." If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that reminds us all that in business and in life, humanity should always come first. Because sometimes, the most important bottom line isn't found on a spreadsheet, it's found in the lives we touch and the difference we make when we choose compassion over convenience, and people over policies.